everybody. I am Jada Sharice, more to the story, and this is episode 2 of my podcast, which I still can't believe that I have, by the way. Everything's just been working out. So, shout out to God and everybody who's been supporting, reading, commenting, sharing, posting. I really, really, really appreciate it. Shout out to Scott for helping me with episode 1, producing, letting me use your equipment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you check out his podcast, Socially Awkward Get Social, and that's on SoundCloud. And major, major, major shout out to Baby for surprising me with my own podcast equipment. So, yes, I'm currently at home right now in my office. My hair looks a mess, and I feel so good about it. So, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for always investing in my dreams and believing in me. So, you guys, in episode 1, I revisited the past, messy situations, things I'm not proud of, things that I didn't even want to mention. But this episode is about growth, it's about faith, it's about obedience, and it's about becoming. Since February, I've been basically waking up every day doing exactly what I want. February, as in last month, to setting goals, accomplishing them, setting new goals, and just kind of figuring out who I am and what my purpose is. I love more to the story. I love telling my stories. I love sharing things that I've been through because I know that it blesses other people. I know that it helps other people. How do I know this? Because they tell me. So thank you, thank you, thank you for just sharing your testimonies and encouraging me to keep writing because I'm helping you. I'm helping others. I really appreciate it. Now let's go back to the beginning, right? I remember when I was in high school and my mom and aunt, they asked me, my auntie Tanya, they asked, what do you want to do after high school? Which basically, what do I want to be when I grow up after high school? And I told them, I just want to be me, period. I did not say it with confidence, but that was my response. But what did that mean? I have no idea because I didn't know who I was back then. I just, I don't, I don't know. I just kind of I knew who I could be. I knew what my personality was like. I was never shy. I was always just acting a fool around my family, always outgoing in front of crowds. I don't know, that just might be the Leo in me. Shout out to all the Leos. That's another story. But yeah, I just was never shy. I knew my personality and I knew what I could be. So when I was in high school, I think I was a sophomore, and I just felt like I don't know what it is. I didn't want to be a doctor. I didn't want to be a lawyer. I just wanted to be me. And I mean that in the most humble way. Once again, I didn't even know what that meant or who I was back then, but I knew that I was going to be great. So after high school, I did the whole college thing, right? Because it was the right thing to do. You graduate from high school, you go to college. I didn't know anything about college. I didn't know anything about financial aid. So here I am trying to create this path because society says go to college. Even your family members, you go to college, you graduate. That's what happens. That's what you're supposed to do. And while I was in college, didn't know what I wanted to study. Had no idea. I'm just doing the right thing. And I also want to make a comment and say that I feel like when you cross that stage to get your diploma, there should be an employer down there ready to hire you. That's another story though, but I really feel some type of way about that because you spent all this time studying and these tests and these presentations and getting this college degree. And I know so many people who do not have a job in their desired field, and sometimes it's just a piece of paper, but nobody teaches you that. Anyway, I'm not here for that today, okay? That's not what I'm going to talk about. Today's subject is becoming. So going back to the comment, my response in high school, just wanting to be me, not even knowing who I was or who I was gonna be, and then going to college, not knowing what I was gonna study or what my interests were, and so many people knew since they were younger what it was that they wanted to do, but for some of us, life is just something you figure out along the way. There is no blueprint. And life can really pass us by because it moves so fast. It's always changing, and some of us spend too much time trying to keep up with other people. Um, Taking the time to realize where we are is important. To live in the moment, to be grateful and to be proud. proud of the progress that you've made, proud of those little steps. I always say every single day you should do at least one thing that's going to get you closer to that dream that you have. Here's a little bit of my story. So yesterday I was cleaning up my office. Not to mention I found money in an Amazon gift card come through. I smiled as I looked at my diploma, my degree, and my entrepreneur certificate. Like, I'm really an adult. I'm really doing this life thing. And I don't tell myself this enough. And I realized that yesterday, but I'm proud of myself. I really am. So to all of you listening, don't forget to clap for yourself. Sometimes we want that support from other people, and support means so much, it does. But you'll learn if you're not around like-minded people who don't get where you come from or your perspective or have the same vision as you, you're going to have to clap for yourself a lot. So don't forget to clap for yourself. Who am I? Who is Jada Sharice, right? A businesswoman, a published writer, an editor, spoken word artist, and now a published author. Y'all heard me, right? A published author. I haven't told y'all much about my book, have I? Oh, my bad. It's written for broken women. Women who have been hurt but want to love again. Women who want to be confident in her single stage and need a little encouragement. For women who's with someone when he should actually be in her past. Rewind. This is for women who's with someone when he should actually be in her past. The roles I've played in hurting people, my vulnerable moments, and the strength that I gained. I take you through 3 stages of what made me. Losing myself, submitting to God and myself, and then choosing to love again. I know so many people who jump from relationship to get over their last relationship. But I didn't want that. I didn't want a rebound. I rebounded on myself. I didn't want to find happiness in another person, another man. I wanted to find it within myself. So that relationship that I was trying to get out of, I had to pray myself out of. And once I realized what God could do, even in love, I mean, he can do all things, of course. But I really confided in people, like, I need to get out of this. What do I do? Help me, because comfort is something else. Convenience is something else. So I prayed myself out of that. And then after that, I just kept telling God, when the time is right, please bless me with a man who is for me. Just me. Nobody else, child. Just me. And when the time was right, I wanted to be ready for whoever it was. I didn't know who I was going to be with, but I wanted to be healed. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to get over the things that I had been through. I wanted to be whole again because I had been broken. I done almost told y'all the book. Anyway, I put this book off for almost 2 years, right? I woke up one Monday and said, this is it. It's been way too long. I keep putting this off. I started that Monday, and by Wednesday, 2 days later, I was done. The book was complete. What's crazy is I hadn't been on payroll since December of 2018. I quit my job. Didn't want to do that no more. My brother was sick and he's well. Shout out to God. Once again, he wins. And shout out to my brother George. But yeah, I quit my job. I never announced that. I didn't make it public, whatever. But thank God for multiple streams of income and a boyfriend that provides and support like no other. So while I'm unemployed, right, I'm still doing a few jobs here and there. I still have the hair business going. By the way, shout out to More Cutie Kai Extensions. Shout out to Bree. You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook, MK Extensions, More Cutie Kai Extensions. Yeah, so I was able to get income. But when you have a certain job and a certain payroll and a certain salary, you live that way. So that comes with the condo, that comes with the car, that comes with your spending habits and, things like that. So I'm just like, okay, God. Right, I need a full-time job, I need some consistent income. And every month, I'm just like, okay, God, this month, I'm starting my new career. I'm operating fully in faith. I'm speaking things into existence. And God said, not yet. Child, God said, not yet for 3 months straight. But see, what happened was when I was working, I wanted so much time to build my brand, right? I complained about it. I just don't have time. I'm so busy. If I had time, I would redo my website. If I had time, I would start my podcast. God gave me the time that I asked for from December to March. And he said, what you gonna do with the time you've been asking for? Within this time frame, I wrote my book. Shout out to Dr. Woods at Life to Legacy Publishing Company, and shout out to my sis Lauren for getting me connected with him. My hair business, we put more time into that. We had some events. And then I also had my first speaking engagement. I started my podcast, and I met so many like-minded people. I mean, divine connections. So many people I met. And in between, I was obedient. I stayed faithful in prayer, and God provided everything I need. I wasn't on that salary that I was on, but I had multiple streams of income, and that's important. I had a boyfriend that supported me, and that's important. And I had the drive. I kept applying regardless of people going ghost on me, people not responding to me, people denying my applications. But I said that's cool because God gonna qualify me, and his timing is better than mine. So every month I keep pushing my start date back because God just keeps saying not yet. Nobody has called me. Haven't had any interviews. So you mean to tell me with this DePaul college degree? See, that's the stuff I'm talking about, y'all. Anyway, God and I both agreed on April. Well, I guess I can't really say that we both agreed. Basically, he said yes, he allowed it, and you get what I mean. So last week I accepted a job offer. Finally, I accepted a job offer. It's the only company that really got back to me. And it's a company that I am confident in. I'm excited to work with them, and I can still be creative and do my thing. So I'm really excited about that. So would you say that I was right about being me, just being myself? If you think about it, that's what I'm doing, being Jada Sharice. I'm telling my stories, and I'm empowering others. I'm healing people. Who knew, child? Who knew? But I guess there's always some kind of good through the bad, especially when God is involved. But to go through these things and try and look out for other women and try to give them strength and, tell them my story so that they can get out of things that they're stuck in, so that they can love their self, so that they can put their self first. It's not always easy to tell my stories, but I will sacrifice how I feel every time because I know it's bigger than me, because I know there's a greater good, and because I know that some woman out there needs to hear these stories. So to you, I just want to encourage you to keep praying. Stay focused, give your all, network, use the time that God is giving you. Surround yourself with people you want to become or those who inspire you. Do something different if you want to see new results. And I also want to say, which is my quote, remove the unnecessary baggage, because what God has for you, that might be the reason why you can't grasp it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to my blog at jadasharice.com. You'll get all the stories and updates like my book release info. Follow me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. You can find me at Jada Sharice, JADASHARISE. Until next time, y'all, because there's always more to the story.
Touched me. It was the way that he talked to me. It was the way that he looked at me, wanting to connect with me mentally. It was the questions he asked in return, the time he put in studying me, willing to learn. It was him repeating what I said to get a better understanding and to clarify. It was the effort he put in to get my attention.
It's only entertainment.